What's going on YouTube? Ryan back from Dopemon again. Today, I just want to talk about Team Canada's win today in their Olympic debut for 2022 in Beijing. This is the women's team, Team Canada against Team Switzerland. Sorry, 12-1 win, an absolute shit kicking, to be completely fair. And yeah, I just want to go through the game, talk about things I like, didn't like, and we're also going to go through the other game that happened to the women's side today, Czech Republic and or Czechia, sorry, and Team China. Just before we get into it, though, these were the lines you see before you that were reported, and I was watching the whole game. They kind of mixed it up a little bit at times, and they had to because of an injury later on. We'll get to that, but and Renee Debian in net. Great game from her. Jocelyn Rock, Renata Fast. That's the top pair for Team Canada there for last few championships anyway that they've brought them to. Claire Thompson and Erin Ambrose. Micah Zande Hart and Ashton Bell with Ella Shelton being the seventh defenseman there. In the Olympics, you get 7 defensemen and 13 forwards, and you can actually mix them around your lineups. You actually have more players than like an NHL game would. Top line, absolutely killers. MPP, Marie-Phillip Poulin, centering Brianne Jenner and Emily Clark. Second line, Sarah Fillier, Natalie Spooner, and Melly Daou was an absolutely incredible time with them. Blair Turnbull, Rebecca Johnston, Sarah Nurse. Emma Malte, Laura Stacey, Gilles Saulnier, and Jamie Lee Rattray is the 13th forward. Before we get started, though, can we talk about the Chinese goaltenders' pads that I saw pre-game? This is, I believe, Yuxing Wang from Team China. I believe, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe that's her. These are the pads she's wearing. And can we talk about probably the best goalie pads in Olympic history? Oh my God. And speaking of jerseys and attire for the women's teams and for hockey here, I hate the Team Canada black jerseys. I had a terrible time. I can only imagine what the commentators had to deal with. Just seeing who it was, they looked like black practice jerseys on TV. They had this they have the dark red maple leaf and dark numbers, and dark red on black on TV. You can barely see them, and I hate it. I really dislike these darker jerseys for Canada. They look really good up close, really bad on broadcast. So starting this game off strong, Sarah Fillier opens the scoring just over a minute in, bats the puck out of the air, and this goal was challenged by Team Switzerland, and the review was like 10 minutes long. It was absolutely ridiculous. Hopefully they don't have anything else like that. But Sarah Fillier gets it going for Canada. I'm not going to go through every goal because it was 12-1. I don't want this video to be a little shorter, just as a quick what happened in this game. But at 7:55 of the first, Sarah Fillier again, absolutely amazing shot. The defense loses her, and she's able to just walk into the slot and snipe it. Sarah Fillier is part of this kind of next generation, quote unquote, of women's hockey players, especially for Canada. She looked incredible. 21 years old. She's the first. This is her first Olympics. She's centering that second line with Melly Daou, Natalie Spooner, two incredible women's hockey players for Team Canada over the last decade or so. I believe this is both of their third Olympics, I believe. Correct me if I'm wrong there, but two legends for Team Canada. They've stuck the 21-year-old rookie in there as a center. She played amazing. Just after this second goal, I can't show it because it's the Olympics, and I'm just going to stay on this board just for the lineup. I can't show any highlights. I wish I could, but I would be absolutely smacked by the Olympics. The Olympics are so tight with their video, with who can use them. I don't dare use any even stills from this game, but the Canadian forward absolutely Clark toe picks as she's about to go around net and absolutely blows up the Swiss goalie. They were both okay, but it was like a full speed, explosion. The goalie's helmet went flying off. It was kind of nuts. Toe picks trying to go around the corner. I just thought that was insane. And right after that, something I haven't seen in a long time is on the faceoff. I don't know who it was. It might have been Blair Turnbull for Team Canada. They get into a scrum and their helmets, the cages of their helmets, like they stick and they like latch onto each other and they're joined at the forehead and they couldn't get apart and they had to blow the whistle. I haven't seen that in a long time. I haven't seen it before, and I think the last time I saw that was like in the OHL or something. Two young underage kids ended up getting their helmets stuck against each other, but that was funny how, that was in the scrum and it kind of like threw off the vibe. It's like, I'm angry at you, but now my face is stuck to yours. It's not working. We'll breeze through the next few goals. It was 3-0 Canada. Natalie Spooner from Philly and Ambrose. 4-0 Canada in the second from Johnston, Thompson, Turnbull. And Stacey, 5-0 Canada from Bell. 5-0 Canada almost immediately, halfway through the game. The Swiss were starting to play very, very physical, I've noticed. Something that, in women's hockey you can't body check. And it's an illegal hit essentially. You can be physical, and there's a line that you can't cross. But the Swiss were like, they were tiptoeing on that line all game, and I thought it was good for them. Their physicality and their tone that they had, especially in the first half. The second half, after they were down like 10 goals, everyone kind of, it's hard to remain like top competitive. But the first half of this game, I thought they were pretty good. Their defensive zone coverage was horrendous at times, and that's how Canada scored a lot of their goals. They got to the middle. They need to tighten up defensively, Switzerland does, if they want to beat or have a chance of beating anyone else in their division, Group A and USA, Finland, and ROC, Russia. And something that the women's hockey program does, or the Women's Olympic does, and I'll flip over, their groupings based on world rankings. So Group A consists of Canada, US, Finland, Russia, and Switzerland, which are the top 5 in the women's world rankings. And then Group B has Czechia, Japan, Sweden, Denmark, China, who are 6 through 10, and then China added in because of the host. I think this is a great way to do this, especially for women's hockey, because of the, Canada is basically, everyone knows, it's basically Canada and US, Finland, and then everyone else. Finland's been pretty good the last couple of world championships, and they've snuck in for bronze a bunch. They were in a gold medal game against the US in the world championships a few years ago. But it's basically, it'll be Canada, US in the gold. And if it's not, the betting odds will go crazy. They'll have to pay out some crazy money for someone who bet on, say, Finland to get to the gold medal game. But that's how they split it up. I like it like this. I don't know if this would work for men's hockey, but it definitely works for the women's. About halfway through the game, though, Melody Daou takes a hit along the boards, and it wasn't good. She kind of got pinched up against the boards, and she went off holding her right arm, her right shoulder. It didn't look good. If Melody Daou is not available for Team Canada going forward, it could be a huge blow. She's been the MVP in the last couple major championships for Canada in both the last Olympics and the last World Championships, I believe. She's an integral part to this team, and I really hope she's okay, but it did not look good. It looked like she separated her shoulder, but we'll have to see. Not a good sign for them. Winning 12-1, but losing one of their best players is not good. Just flying through the next few goals, 6-0, 7-0, and 8-0 Canada. Spooner from Nurse and Thompson, Turnbull from Thompson and Johnston, Stacey from Shelton. And just before the end of the second, I wish I could show it. I can't. The goalie, Desbiens for Canada, with an absolutely amazing save, goes full 2-pad stack, to her left side going down, this way. I guess it's backwards for the camera, but goes to her her left with the two-pad stack and absolutely robs the Swiss player. And save of the tournament already? I think so. Could be. We'll breeze through the rest of these. I do want to mention the Swiss goal from Stadler on the 5-on-3 power play. Switzerland able to get on the board there. Kind of a lucky goal, honestly. Bounces off the stick of Larocque, the Canadian defenseman. A little bit unlucky, sneaks through Debian, but Switzerland on the board for their first goal. And Erin Ambrose, Stadler, Bell, who gets her first Olympic goal ever. And Ambrose with salt in the wound at the end, 12-1 with 2 seconds left on the 5-on-3. 12-1 Canada final. Absolutely dominant performance. I don't think anyone expected that Switzerland would beat Team Canada, but it was a lot bigger gap than I thought it would be. The final shots on goal are terrifying. It was 70-15 for Team Canada, the shots on goal. Get the Swiss goalie an ice pack. Oh my lord. Standout for me in this game for Team Canada, Sarah Fillier. I thought she was incredible. Could be the next, Marie-Phillip Poulin, Haley Wickenheiser, type player for Team Canada's women's program. Great skater, great shot. Fast, she gets physical and below the hash marks, works hard down low. Great game for her. I thought she was incredible. And obviously, unfortunate injury to Daou. We'll see. Jamie Lee Rattray was the one that moved up in the lineup, so she can play anywhere. So we'll see if the lineup changes. I'm not expecting it to change a whole lot if we don't see Daou. Just Rattray moving up, maybe Jill Saulnier going up to that second line. But I think this third line of Sarah Nurse, Blair Turnbull, and Rebecca Johnston stays the way it is. They're very, very effective third line. If anything, I could see Blair Turnbull moving up and Nurse moving into the middle, but we'll see. Leading the way for Team Canada as far as points, Natalie Spooner, the 5-point game. Claire Thompson with a goal and 4 assists for a 5-point game as well. Blair Turnbull, 2 goals, 2 assists. Laura Stacey with 2 goals. Natalie Spooner with 2 goals, like I said. Sarah Fillier with 2. And then Ashton Bell, Claire Thompson, Erin Ambrose, Rebecca Johnson all had 1 goal. Marie-Phillip Poulin, probably the biggest name on here, only 1 assist. But and Renee Debian, 14-15 saves, 933 save percentage. Good start. A good start for Team Canada. Now for the women's hockey reviews that I'm going to do on this channel, or me and Alex are probably going to do. You'll see him a bunch throughout this. I really want to focus on Canada and the U.S. because they're the bigger teams, but I do want to just kind of glaze over. I did watch parts of the China-Czechia game as well, just for Team China to see how they'd fare. First Olympics for the Chinese women's team since 2010 in Vancouver. Czechia ranked 7th, China is 20th, so there's a huge gap between the two of them. Something I noticed with the commentators is they were using some of the Chinese women's Western names instead of their Chinese names. I hope that was on the player's decision for that. I hope that wasn't just a commentator, giving his own opinion on that, or the broadcast opinion, I guess, as a whole. I hope that comes from players because it's in China and they deserve to have their names pronounced how they want to, but something I noticed. It was a 3-1 Czechia final. Not bad, not a bad showing from Team China. Czechia beat 3-1. It was 2-1. China gets its first goal, I think, since 2010 in 12 years in the Olympics, and absolute blast from the point from Mi Lei. Big clapper, power play goal in the second period. Not a bad showing from China. I think this could have been one of their tougher opponents. In this grouping, we'll see how they do it against Japan. Sweden, I know, is good. They could have a run against Denmark, could be for the women, but we'll see. We'll see how it goes. Let me know what you want me to talk about for the Olympics and game reviews. We're going to do game reviews for all the games for the men's tournament. I think I'm going to focus mostly, like I said, on Canada and the U.S. for the women's, and just kind of glaze over the rest of the teams. If you want me to talk about a specific team or specific game, let me know in the comments. If you really want to talk about, us to give us our opinions on Team Sweden or Team China or whoever, let us know. We'll do it. But I wanna give a little bit of attention to women's hockey here at the Olympics. It's one of my favorite events at the Olympics, World Championships, is women's hockey. So I'm obviously Canadian. I'm rooting for Team Canada. Team Canada's at the Olympics has actually won 4 gold medals since Nagano to the US's 2. So we'll see if they get any closer. The U.S. has dominated the World Championships over the last few years, but Canada has dominated the Olympics. So we'll see, where that ends up. I can't wait for that. Canada and the U.S. will play a preliminary game in a few days. I know that. So look out for that game. And yeah, thanks so much for watching. If you made it this far, I know this is just kind of a rambly video, but I appreciate you watching. If you did like it, please leave a like, subscribe. If you want to, for more dope hockey content. We're going to have tons of international content happening over the next couple weeks because of the Olympics. Obviously, huge event, and we want to cover it. So yeah, we're on the road to 1,000 subscribers. Appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for watching. Go Canada, go. Peace.